Welcome back everyone to Zuma Reacts. So Detective Wolfie released his part 2 to his shipping video. I've already had a reaction to part 1, it's on my channel. Him and I disagreed quite a bit as far as the ranking with the ships go. Um, but this one's rather interesting because from what I've heard, he's going to be focusing on the ships that aren't as well known as in the first video. So maybe I'll know some of these ships, maybe I would have heard of them and I can give my thoughts. But if they're new and I don't know them, then I'll see how that one goes. But yeah, I am very interested. Go watch the first video. I had the link in the description, so I'm going to do that here as well. You can go and check out his video on his channel. Should be really fun, so let's get into it.
The Paw Patrol pups have some very close relationships, but could some of them be in love? Well, we'll find that out today. First up, we have Chase and Liberty. They share similar backstories, both coming from Adventure City. Besides that, we can see Liberty giving Chase some support and encouragement in Paw Patrol the movie, and then Chase doing the same for her in the Mighty movie. Also, Liberty has been a big fan of the Paw Patrol long before she met them. If she, as a fan, were to have a crush on any of them, I think it would most likely be Chase. Overall, I'll give them a 6 out of 10.
Now, okay, so if Liberty had a crush on one of the pups, I would think that that's very weird, considering how old this character is compared to Chase and the rest of the pups, which is just forgotten about. And he did the exact same thing, I believe, to Zuma as well in the first video, which didn't make any sense, and it still doesn't make any sense here. I mean, she's a fangirl, of course, and she's going to like the pups and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, romantically, I think the age gap between these two is a big factor there as to why this would not work out, obviously. But I mean, outside that, I just don't really see it. She sort of props him up, in a time where he really needs someone to help him, when he's going through all the stuff that he's going through in Adventure City, and she can sort of relate to, feeling kind of worthless, but also trying to build herself up at the exact same time. So to me, she's always taken more of an older sister to like an aunt kind of role, um, in this franchise rather than her being, like a lover. I don't know. It's just really weird. I don't understand it. And I definitely would not rank it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I would totally disagree with that. I would rank that much lower. Maybe a 2, maybe a 1, honestly. Just doesn't work for me.
Next, we have Skye and Rocky. Some adorable moments between them are the two of them playing tag with each other and Pups save Jake, Rocky helping Skye out with her copter and Pups save the parade, Skye teasing him in Sea Patrol, Pups save a narwhal.
Hey, Rocky! It looks like a perfect day to go surfing. So why spoil it by getting wet?
Skye falling asleep on Rocky's shoulder and Pups save a tooth, and this exchange between them in Sea Patrol, Pups save a baby octopus.
You found it! You're amazing! Hey, it's just water.
This duo certainly has some adorable moments between them, although I'm personally not the biggest fan of this ship, as I don't think their personalities match up the best. Therefore, they'll receive a 5.5 out of 10 from me.
I don't understand how you can rank them lower than Chase and Liberty. I feel like even if their personalities and character traits don't like work off each other the same as like other characters, doesn't mean that they wouldn't be good for each other. Because the clips that you showed off, it looks like these two are rather sweet, honestly. The ship is way higher. I find Rocky just to sort of be like sort of like an autistic kind of character. He's very just smart, very focused. This guy is very brave, especially when it comes to like the fact that she is really small, but she's willing to do anything to help the people she cares about. I think these two work together really well, and like I said, the clips already show that these two are very sweet, and yeah, I just don't understand like why you would rank this much lower than Chase and Liberty. I mean, like that just baffles me.
Coral and Zuma. They have a fair bit in common, like that they both adore the sea. Zuma's main job and hobby both have to do with the ocean, and that is the same place where Coral has chosen to live her life. Also, they share a bit of interest in merpups and love being in that form. Then regarding their personalities, both of them have quite upbeat and lively attitudes. For me, they're a 7 out of 10 in my eyes. Then there's
Yeah, okay. So, like, have these two even, like, spoken to each other at all? Like, interacted? I can't even remember. Honestly, I think, like, they've been on screen at the exact same time, but so have all the rest. I don't think that Zoom and her even share, like, any dialogue with each other. So they may have, like, similar character traits and like, personality or whatever, but ultimately, they don't really work together on screen. So it's like you can't really pull anything from that. Where you show off Rocky and Skye, and like they share quite a bit of moments together that are very nice, and then you got something like this that's put above them, and yet these two haven't even like talked to each other. I don't think. So I just don't understand it. Um, I would rank that much lower than what he gave it. But honestly, I don't know what number to give it because could they work together, really well? Possibly. But have we seen anything with them that could confirm that? Absolutely not.
Rocky and Gasket. While this is certainly one of the more eccentric pairings we have, there still is a bit of potential for them. The main thing they've got in common is that they both have a large interest in building and creating their own inventions. Obviously, Rocky is far more successful in doing so than her, but I think that actually makes this somewhat more likely. If Gasket were to have a change of heart and leave behind her rough days, maybe similar to what happened to Sweetie for a bit, I could see Gasket gravitate towards Rocky and his tech-savvy smarts. As for Rocky,
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that because a lot of people really like the bad boy become the lover. People are interested in that kind of story where you got like opposing characters, like morally or something like that. But the two somehow like come together. They gravitate towards each other, and the one betters the other, and then they become like a good influence in the world. So like something similar to that would be like Luz and Amity, where Amity is kind of like a bully kind of character in the beginning, and then by the end of the story, she's like one of the best characters in the entire show. Her and Luce fall in love and all that. So there's just a lot of people who are really into that, and I think that I 100% could see a story like this working out.
I'd expect he'd be thrilled to have another pup who's so interested in his same passion. Although we'd have to see a lot of change from her character for this to be likely. But even
Yeah, we would also have to see her more often than like 3 episodes.
so, I like this concept quite a bit, so they'll get a 5.5 out of 10 from me. Now we have Arby and Liberty. These two
I
have
mean, I wouldn't rank it that high. I mean, like we're essentially talking about like concepts here more than anything. So like in concept, it could be really cool. So like the concept would be like a 5 out of 10, but the reality would be like 0 because like it just hasn't happened. It probably never will happen. So I mean like it shouldn't even be on the scale at that point.
never interacted before, but regardless of that, they're still a popular parent. In my opinion, I don't think there's very much potential for this couple. Even if they were to interact, I don't think they
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Arby would have to age up a good couple of years before that can even happen. I mean, the only thing that ties these two together is the fact that they're wiener dogs. So like their waist is like long. And that's about it.
have much in common at all besides the fact that they're both dachshunds. My opinion on this could change if they were to properly meet one another, though at the moment I'll be rating them a 2.5 out of 10. Next up, there's Marshall and Roxy. If you don't remember, Roxy is a pup who was added to the team during the Rescue Wheels sub-series. Their most notable moment together is when they slide into the lookout in Pup Save Adventure Bay. Besides that, they also share quite similar personalities. Marshall is known for his comedy relief and his jokes after wiping out in every episode, and Roxy has cracked quite a few puns and jokes of her own.
Good idea. My paws could use, pause. too.
Well, she just cracks jokes, you know what I mean? She's just trying to be funny. Um, Marshall does it because he's clumsy, you know, and he makes mistakes, and he sort of he tries to almost redeem himself through jokes. You know, if he makes a mistake, then he's going to joke around to liven up the mood. You know, like so his mistakes don't come across as bad as they were. You know, I mean, originally it didn't work out as much. If you go back to like season one, when he would, you know, crack jokes in the elevator, it didn't really work. Like none of the pups really laughed that often. For the most part, they would just stay really mad at him. Now they just laugh at everything he says, even when it's not funny. Uh, but I think the two of them crack jokes for different reasons.
Still get a 6 out of 10. By the way, if you've enjoyed so far, Skye would like it if you'd like the video and subscribe.
Absolutely. Listen, guys. Okay, I'm going to say this. I am essentially stealing Detective Wolfie's content to make my own content. So I owe him your subscription. So go over there and subscribe to him. Okay? Hear me and do it.
Here we've got Rocky and Liberty. Honestly, at least to me.
Man, Liberty's got like, you might as well just ship her with the entire Paw Patrol at this point, like the entire group. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up shipping Ryder with her at the end of this.
I don't see too much chemistry or potential for it between the two of them. Not because of their lack of scenes together, I mean, that hasn't stopped me from positively rating previous ones, but I just don't think their personalities match.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're rating characters who have like no interactions like at all to ever really high just because of the concept or their personalities are similar. So I mean, like, yeah.
As well together. Overall, a 3 out of 10 in my eyes. Then we have Ella and Roxy. While this may seem like a totally random pairing between two pups who haven't even met each other, I see quite a bit of potential for this duo. They share an immense love for their jobs which focus on the vehicles they adore. They both have a lot of knowledge on their respective trucks as well. While they may not be passionate about the exact same vehicles, I still think they'd have plenty of fun talking about their vehicles together.
Yeah, most definitely, and they can just like bond over the fact that they're stuck in, you know, in sub-series, and they can never actually like return unless the sub-series returns. I think that's something they could talk about.
Also, they have quite close personalities, both being very perky, goofy, and generally upbeat. They'll be receiving a 7.5 out of 10 from me. Then there's Skye and Sweetie. While they do have some things in common, like the fact that they're both villains and they're...
This is what I knew was gonna happen. And since Claw, is that his name? I can't believe I forgot it. I just heard it. But ever since he came on screen, you know, talking to Sweetie, I knew it was gonna be a ship right there and then.
The affiliations with Sparkenberg, I don't really see them as a couple, especially with Sweetie frequently showing disinterest in the former knight. Unfortunately, they'll be getting a 2 out of 10 from me. Now,
Oh, come on, listen. Did you see his eyes? He's got Riz, 100%. Like he's honestly, he's trying to get there. You know what I mean? He's trying to, you know, make friends. Plus, you know, like a villain couple. You know what I mean? Like we haven't gotten that like ever. I don't think. Like there's so many franchises that should have gone down that kind of road, but then they just refused to. I think if the Paw Patrol did it, would be quite interesting, honestly.
we've got Zuma and Ella. I think Ella's energetic and tomboyish personality would go nicely
I am not even gonna lie to you. I forgot this character existed. I forgot who these two were until right now, when I was reminded of them.
with Zuma's playful and fun-loving attitude. They both are Labradors as well, but that doesn't affect much. Overall, they're a 6 out of 10 for me. Next we'll go...
You know, actually looking at the characters like spiky hair, I wish Zuma had like spiky hair, honestly. If they could age up the characters to like just a year older than they are right now, they can give Zuma like a spiky hair with like an orange like strip in it. I think that would be really cool.
Over a handful of ships with Rubble. Everest and Rubble will be our first one.
This is the one I talked about in the first reaction to his first video. These two, listen, I think he's gonna like point out the episodes and stuff, because I can swear to you that there was an episode where Rubble was like really concerned and interested with her. So he's probably going to show that off. I think that these two will work really well.
To have quite a bit in common. An example is snowboarding. Rubble has shown an interest in the sport ever since he was but a tiny pup. Then Everest is obviously the team's snow expert, and she lives with Jake, a master boarder, at their ski resort. This duo has been shown doing the sport together numerous times. Also, the both of them have been shown to have an affinity for food. Of course, this is one of Rubble's main traits, but it used to be one for Everest too. In her debut episode, we see her express a love of liver, and throughout it, she's shown to have an often grumbly tummy and big appetite. Then in Pups Save a Pizza, we learned that she's got a love for pizza as well. While I like this pairing a lot, I see them far more as close friends rather than a romantic couple. Therefore, my rating for them in a romantic setting is a 3 out of 10. But as just buddies,
I mean, I truly, if we're being honest with ourselves, both with the first video and this one, all these characters are essentially just friends. There's nothing romantic happening whatsoever, because that's literally impossible unless they get aged up. But if they were aged up, I think that these two would work together. Plus, I think you didn't mention the fact that the two of them sort of had like a similar origin. With like the two of them being by themselves, just like out in the wilderness, basically, like starving. So I think that there's like a connection between the two where they felt, like made scared, alone, and the Paw Patrol gave them a home and a family that cares about them. So I think Rubble has that extra connection to her that all the other pups don't have, which would just add to them, I think.
it's a 9 out of 10. Then we have Rubble and Skye. I think that they're an adorable duo. My talk moment between them is in Pup Save the Turbits, where Skye...
I'll be honest, I think these are, I just don't like Rubble. So obviously, if you're gonna like ship him with like characters I actually do like, I'm probably gonna be against that ship because he's in it.
is fawning over Francois. Rubble seems to be jealous of the attention she's given Francois, so Rubble dresses up as him. His plan doesn't succeed, but it's a funny scene nonetheless. Though once again, I don't view this as a romantic relationship. I see them far more as a big sister and little brother, a special...
Exactly, except I would kind of reverse that because I feel like Rubble would be seen as sort of like the bigger brother there. I don't know what the deal is, but I see a lot of the boy pups being older. For some reason, I don't know. That's just the way that like my brain works. I forget how like young some of the characters are on the list.
with Skye seeming to care for Rubble when they had first found him, and her waking him up for missions many times across the series. My rating for them as a romantic duo is a 2 out of 10, but as a brother-sister dynamic, it's a 10 out of 10. After that, we have Liberty and Rubble. I must say, this duo is a surprising one, though they have interacted...
Have we gone full circle yet? I think almost every single character in the Paw Patrol has been shipped with Liberty at this point. Skye and Ryder are the last ones who haven't been shipped with her, but I mean, we still got time, so who knows what's gonna happen.
Quite a lot, mainly in the main series. When Liberty comes to town, Rubble has been one of the first pups to start talking to her. However, I don't think they'd be a romantic couple. Again, I view them as simply friends rather than lovers. Romantically, it's a 3 out of 10 for me, but as friends, 8 out of 10. Now there's Rubble and Sweetie. Similarly to Everest, these two share love for food. Sweetie's was shown during the Rescue Night subseries. She never really did any villainous deeds during this time, as clients the Duke were the main villains. Instead, most of her on-screen time was of her either eating food or talking about food.
What's all the excitement? Did someone bring cookies?
No! Claw took the dragon tooth and...
Blah, blah, blah. Call me when there's cookies.
Also, an issue I had with all the previous ships is that they were with some of the oldest members of the squad, and Rubble is shown to be close to the youngest. But I'd say that Sweetie is about the same age as...
Oh, so now all of a sudden he has like a problem with the age gap? Really?
If we were to see Sweetie stick permanently to a non-villainous lifestyle, these two would be perfect. My final rating for them will be a 6.5 out of 10. Anyways, that's all for this.
You know what? A 6 out of 10. I'm fine with that. I can live with that. You know, I wouldn't let these two be together in my world, but I can handle your opinion.
Video. If you enjoyed, be sure to check out that one right there, and as all.
Well, and that's it. That's the video, you guys. You and I disagreed a bit already. I don't know if there's gonna be a part 3. If there is, I might react to that once again. It's up to you guys. But I had a lot of fun with this one. It only took me, I think, like 20, 30 tries to like start up the video because I kept trying to figure out like what my intro was gonna be, what I'm gonna say, and I just kept making mistakes over and over and over again. I didn't want to do like a lot of editing, but you know, hopefully it's gonna be seamless. But there's a lot of times, you know, during this reaction that I messed up. So hopefully it's like seamless and you guys don't notice. But that's just how it goes when you're like me. You just make a lot of mistakes. But yeah, video was good. Go check him out. I'm gonna put the link to the video in the description if you want to go check it out yourself. Leave it a like, maybe subscribe if you want. Yeah, just let me know how you guys felt about it. Do you agree with him? Do you agree with me? Maybe you have your own opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you later.